Hi everybody, it's Monday morning and I updated my blog last night and thought I'd pop back in this morning to read it for you. If you'd rather read it yourself, you can click on the link in the description of this video, and otherwise I will read it. It's Spectacular Sunday. Let's focus on hiking together. I fully intended to get back to Focus Friday after my terrific Tuesday last week, but it seems that moods don't magically lift just because you write a blog post about them. Friday was a rough day. I had trouble focusing, and I felt like I was going to the cupboard constantly, even though I wasn't hungry. When our daughter Erin called, I got a little weepy for no reason, and I thought about just going to bed at about 7 o'clock instead of going over to practice for praise team at church. We were supposed to go play cards with our friends after that, and I was afraid I would be too down and weepy to have any fun. Well, I gave myself a little pep talk, and I went over to church. Amazingly, I felt much better by the time we got done practicing. The words of the songs went right to my heart, and I remembered how much God loves me and how much I need to trust and obey, even when I don't feel like it. The card playing went well. Us girls beat the guys in 2 out of 3 games of cribbage. I don't know, maybe I would have cried if we had lost all 3, but spending time with our friends got me out of my head and into a better place emotionally. That's what I want us to focus on this week. Doing life together, not staying isolated and just thinking of ourselves and helping each other along life's way. I got to experience some of that recently when Gary and I took a couple of days to visit the Black Hills. And this is where you might want to go click on the link because I have some pictures of our trip. Picture Mount Rushmore. We had to begin our time visiting some famous faces, of course. We hiked around the little loop trail that lets you get close enough to look up into the president's noses. We talked to a few people from other parts of the country, visiting Mount Rushmore for the first time. We pitched our little tent at a primitive campground and got up the next morning, ready to do some serious hiking. We got our poles, hats, and packs ready and headed out to hike to Black Elk Peak, formerly Harney Peak. On the way up, I thought about how much better it is when we hike with others. I mean, hiking alone is fine, but there's something about sharing the experience with someone special that makes it even better. Partway up, Gary and I saw a squirrel carrying something. We looked closer and saw a tail. She scampered up a tree and set the strange bundle down, and we were surprised to see the lump begin to move and turn into a baby squirrel. The mom ran back down the tree, and we watched the baby walk around unsteadily, almost falling off the branch a couple of times. Some hikers came up behind us, and we were able to point out the little creature to them. Mama squirrel didn't come right back with another baby, so we pushed on. At another spot, we stopped at a point where 2 trails merged. A hiker coming behind us pointed to the path we should take to the peak. We thanked her and said we were just resting. She explained that the other path was a different route we could take to get back to Sylvan Lake, and there was a cool spur we could take that would go to Little Devil's Tower if we wanted to. It was obvious this lady had hiked this route many times, and we were glad to have some ideas for other trails to take instead of just going down the same way we had come up. At one point, a man pointed out a deer he had just seen cross the trail. We peered into the trees along the trail and could see the deer, something we would have missed if the guy hadn't seen it first. It felt good to meet people on the trail every once in a while, reassuring us that we were going the right way, and also that someone would find us if we got hurt along the way. It didn't feel as good to be passed by hikers coming from behind. Man, I'm out of shape. It might help all of us to think about hiking together through life. We can point out things we've seen and lessons we've learned on our journeys. We can appreciate the insights and experiences of others who are farther along on life's trail. We can point others in the right direction when they seem lost, and we can find exciting new adventures as we listen to advice from seasoned travelers. We can be inspired by the life hikers who choose to do amazing things, like the rock climbers we saw while hiking. It seemed like every time I looked up, I saw someone standing on top of a high peak. We can encourage our fellow travelers who are too afraid to even get on the main path. We can take time to see the beauty in life, sometimes hidden in the unlikeliest of places. Whether hiking in the Black Hills of South Dakota or journeying through life, the climb is worth it. The views will be spectacular, and we can grow and learn from every step we take. Keep going, everyone. Let's keep hiking together. Psalm 84:5 says, "Blessed are those whose strength is in you, whose hearts are set on pilgrimage." How are you hiking lately? Alone or with others? How can focusing on God help you to enjoy the journey more and keep going? That's it for this week. It was a spectacular Sunday, but I'm hoping to get back to a Focus Friday this week. We'll see how that goes. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.